Mr. Gavin Power, Deputy Director, Global Compact, distinguished guests, the delegates, ladies and friends, I, on behalf of Tata Steel, extend a very warm welcome to all of you and a very bright, sunny good morning. For the benefit of those who have come from abroad, a few words on Tata Steel. Tata Steel is a signatory of the Global Compact. It is a global company. It is a group, belongs to the group of the Tata Group. We are the sixth largest steel maker in the world, with units in India, in Holland, England, Singapore, Thailand, and other places as well. We are an integrated steel plant, and added to that are the mines and collieries we also operate. And wherever we operate, we run the township and we provide the municipal services as well. Mr. Gavin has highlighted the importance of water management. The situation is more serious in India. On one hand, there is a pressure on water due to rapid, you can see, or massive urbanization on one hand, and on the other, rapid industrialization. But these units, these areas consume less water compared to agriculture. And we need a lot of water for agriculture to provide food for our billion-plus population. So in that respect, the challenge is more serious for India. And same would be the case in other countries as well. We all know that the story of civilization started from the time man knew how to cultivate land, giving rise to great civilizations on the banks of mighty rivers. While the rivers provided the source of life and supported civilization, but when it went dry or changed its course, the civilization also declined. The rise and decline of our own civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, is no exception. There are many such cases like that. We might say that our dependence on water was there in the past only. But even now, even though the world has become more industrialized and moved from cultivation to industries, the importance is no less. When the site for the first integrated steel plant, that is Tata Iron and Steel Company, was being looked for, there were many sites, but the Jamshedpur site was selected primarily because it is at the congruence of two rivers, and a steel plant requires a lot of water for cooling its high temperature operating furnaces. And it was felt that if water is not there, then not appropriate to set up a steel plant. That was over 100 years ago. The scene did not change even now. When we were going to set up another plant in Gopalpur, in Orissa, the site was acquired, but then it was realized that sufficient water is not available. So we had to abandon setting up the plant and move our site to another site called Kalinganagar. Just to tell you how important water is, even in today's circumstances, where we talk about more of industries, less of agriculture. History is replete with examples that when wars have been fought over natural resources, over mineral resources in World War II, over petroleum now, and maybe for water in the future. There are many interesting anecdotes from history. When oil was discovered in Saudi Arabia and it was informed to the king that the oil has been discovered, he was disappointed. He said he was looking for water, not oil. Water would have been more useful. And maybe if water could have been discovered there, the life could be more peaceful there. There is yet another interesting episode when Alexander the Great appeared on the fringes of India. The Raja of Takshila, King Ambhi, meekly surrendered without offering any fight. This Takshila is now in modern Pakistan. When his citizens asked him as to why he has surrendered without offering a fight over this cowardly behavior, he was a philosopher king. He said, if there is anything worth fighting for, it is water. Other things are useless in life. He was a wise king, and I wish he would have been here to cheer the session. In India, it is a matter of pride as well as a tragedy the way we treat our rivers. It is a matter of pride that we hold our rivers from the Vedic time in a very high esteem and we worship. But it is a matter of tragedy as well that we use rivers for disposal of all kinds of municipal waste and industrial effluents. Situation has truly become alarming. Though industries do not consume much of water compared to the agriculture, but they contaminate a lot. I remember a quotation of Mahatma Gandhi. He said that the earth has enough of resources to fulfill the need of everyone, but not enough to fulfill the greed of every man. And therefore the responsibility rests on our soldiers. The society is looking up to the corporates, both in the public and the private, to take on the stewardship of effective water management. At Tata Steel, we are conscious of our responsibilities, and to reaffirm our commitment to effective water management, we have taken some important steps in that direction. And I may illustrate a few examples. When we were producing 2 million tons of steel way back in the 80s, we were consuming or drawing from the river 30 million gallons of water per day. This was primarily makeup water. But now, when we are a 10 million ton plant, our consumption has not increased. And in a matter of few years, we will reduce the consumption further. So the consumption of water per ton of crude steel has significantly come down. And this has been possible primarily because of effective water management and also because of technological interventions. Just to give you some examples, our earlier unit being very old, we are in existence for over 100 years. Our cooling systems were run through that you take the water and discharge after it has done its work. But now all the modern plants that we have built up, all the modern units, they are all closed systems. The water is being recycled. And in some applications, we have changed the process altogether by replacing water. Water is extensively used to quench hot coke that comes out of the coke ovens. We would waste water. Now that water has been replaced by using nitrogen, and we call the coke dry quenching. We have started also recycling water. We would earlier discharge about 19 million gallons water per day. But now large catchment areas have been developed around the plant to catch water, treat it, and reuse it. In our mining areas, which are in Jharkhand and Odisha, there is a very hilly terrain. Jharkhand receives adequate rainwater, about 1,000 millimeter every monsoon. Unfortunately, over 80% of the water flows into the river. And in the summer months, the situation becomes very grave for the community. So we have established large scale water harvesting projects. And I'm very glad and satisfied to say, when you see that the water has been charged and into the underground reservoir, and the water table is consistently going up. And last summer, the community didn't have to face water shortage problems. I talked to you about Gopalpur, where we could not set up an integrated steel plant because of the large consumption. But there, smaller units are being set up which consume water less. And a desalination plant is being set up to meet the requirement of the steel plant. So these are the few examples, but it also gives us a lot of confidence that it is possible, and we have set a target for ourselves that in the coming years in Jamshedpur there will be zero discharge of water into the river. And in our new plant at Kalinganagar, there will be very efficient uses of water. So my friends, it is possible through technological intervention and water management to take care of water. I will end with a couplet from a poet of the 16th century, Rahim. He was a poet during the time of Mughals. He said, I will first speak in Hindi for the benefit of those who know Hindi, and then I will translate it into English. Rahiman pani rakhiye bin pani sab soon, pani bina na ubare moti manush chun. He says, you must conserve water. That was said 400 years ago. That in absence of water, even you don't get pearls. Pearls also come from water. Man is fully supported by water, and even the lime is not effective in absence of water. Thank you. The world is looking up to us to make improvements in that direction. Thank you.